Meeting to order. Roll call of the commissioners.
Okay, Commissioner Calucci,
Present.
Commissioner Lozey,
Yeah.
Commissioner Fudian,
Present.
Commissioner Rosario is absent, and Commissioner Trahan.
Present. Okay, minutes of the previous meeting.
Chairman, I make a motion that the previous meeting of February 14th, 2022 has been read and found correct. Therefore, I make a motion that we accept it.
Second by Commissioner Calucci. All in favor? Aye. Roll call. Okay, we're gonna start with the procurements of landscape.
Sure, we put a bid out for the landscape maintenance for the 400 Parkland Avenue and the dams and dikes throughout our drinking water supply. We got 3 bids in. M. Nieves Incorporated out of Dartmouth, Mass. at the price of $65,960 is the low bidder. Half of the money is more or less allocated towards Parkland Ave and the local facilities here, and the other half are again on the dams and dikes for our drinking water, which is a requirement of the DEP to make sure that the dams and dikes are clean and clear. So we're looking for authorization to award contract again to M. Nieves Incorporated for 1 year in the amount of $65,960.
Now, I had a question. Is this their first year coming in to do this, or have they been doing it?
No, first year.
First year.
But I was wondering about that too. You know, do they know everything that they have to do?
Yeah, you guys checked on, they said, I was reading it, they said,
Yes,
you guys feel comfortable with it?
yes.
They can handle it. Okay, what's the wish of the commission?
Approve.
Motion to approve? Second by Commissioner Lozey. But you need a roll call on that?
Yes.
Okay, Commissioner Calucci,
Yes.
Commissioner Lozey,
Yes.
Commissioner Fudian,
Yes.
Commissioner Rosario is absent, and Commissioner Trahan.
Yes.
The second one's the procurement of a water meter replacement program. We've had difficulty getting into buildings, COVID-related, and just difficulty making arrangements. We posted the buildings, but we're short of terminating services. We've had a hard time replacing some old antiquated meters. So we put a bid out. These companies only receive payment if they replace the meter. The responsibility for the notifications, whether it be email, text, however, it is their responsibility. And again, they only get paid when they replace the meter. It's $90 a meter for a majority of the 2-inch or 1.5 inch and below, which is a great price. We're looking for, we got 4 bidders, again, range from $136,120 to a high bid of $493,799.50. So we're looking for a recommendation to award the contract to Thielish Engineering out of Cranston, Rhode Island for $136,120.
Have we ever done business with these people before?
I know, but they work all over New England replacing meters. The references were in the dozens and they do much larger projects than this. They've done $10 million meter change-out programs for communities, so.
Now, is there any reason, Dan, why we're bidding it out and not doing it in-house?
Well, we do it in-house regularly. We had an agreement with the union in 2009 to replace X number of meters a day, including overtime. And quite frankly, the list of meters is grown out of control. We have a very, very, very large number of meters. Again, the meter guys are still gonna be changing their meters daily. They come in every day and they have, 2 or 3 meters that they replace. But the list has
So they're
grown-
just gonna be
grown
helping
large.
us, so our guys are gonna continue to do meters also?
Yes, of
Okay.
course, no one's losing their
So now
job.
what happens if this company breaks a meter, what happens? We go in and fix it? Like, what happens if they try to?
Well, I
my
think we had
question
two categories in the bid. One was for the standard meter replacement, the other one is if there's old corroded pipe inside the whole house.
Oh, so
Then that was an
different
option
price.
A, so a different price, so they replace, a little bit of copper piping in the house. The piping inside the house is the homeowner's responsibility. But in order to get the meters in, we made adjustments, so we're gonna replace a little bit of the piping to accommodate the new meter. But you know, if something happens inside, you know, I guess there could be some day, and we'll count on our great attorney Vitale to represent us there, but there could be some instances where the meter ruptures and something happens, but we'll get through it. We have to replace some of these meters. The list
This guy's
is,
bonded?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, fully insured, bonded.
So you feel comfortable, like, where, like, it's competitive?
Yeah, I think it's very
Because you think
competitive.
these guys are gonna bang more out quicker?
Yeah, I
They're
think
coming
so,
in
and they only
big,
get
yeah.
paid if they put in a meter, you know, our guys
Right.
do a great job, they put in so many meters, but they leave a lot of notices on doors. And then, you know, maybe if they're tenants and, you know, they get the notice, maybe they may not set forward the notice to the owner may be in
So you think they're gonna be more
Wellesley or
aggressive
someone.
knocking doors and trying to get in, yeah?
Yeah, these guys only get paid if they put the meter
Right, so
in,
they're gonna be
so,
more aggressive, yeah?
yeah, there's more incentive and it's more, we're gonna
Okay.
sort of pull ourselves out. a
Anybody on
little bit,
the
yeah.
commission? Anybody else have a question?
No, I think that sounds good, you know, they only get paid when the
Yeah.
meter goes in.
Yeah.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved, second,
Second.
favor, or roll call, right?
Yes.
Okay, Commissioner Calucci?
Yes.
Commissioner Lozey?
Yes.
Commissioner Fugian?
Yes.
Commissioner Rosario is absent, and Commissioner Tillman.
Yes. Okay, those are those two things. Okay, now we're gonna
Wastewater
have,
treatment plant, everything's good, next one?
Yes.
okay, you got the fund, so you got the monthly report on the water and treatment plant?
Wastewater, yes.
Yep.
So BOD TSS flows, everything's in compliance at the wastewater treatment plant. We transitioned from Viola to Suez in July, as I think everyone's aware. We're doing $70 million in ICI's initial capital improvements, which the second issue was funding source. We got that approved, and 6B will be a vote of the commission to authorize that resolution, so that's been resolved. We're at 100% design of the pump stations in the contract for improvements in the 11 pump stations throughout the city, as well as the wastewater treatment facility. It's as done as it's going to be at this point with the 100% in the design build. It's a little bit different approach than the conventional design bid build contracts. So we're working with DEP to get their comments. We're close to 100%, but we're getting there. We have a meeting tomorrow with the consultants, with ACOM and Suez, to make sure we're progressing properly. Everything seems to go well, and again, the funding source has been resolved. The state went back in front of the Clean Water Abatement Trust, and they got approval to reorganize or reshuffle our application to include the $70 million in change funding source, so that's been resolved. So all in all, I think things are going fairly well there. Right, Anthony?
Anybody got any questions? So that's everything on the budget schedule and,
No, we'll go to the water
Yeah,
treatment
actually-
plant now,
Okay.
next. That's Rick Dorick.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The Water Sewer Commission is in compliance with all federal and state drinking water regulations. The water supply capacity as of yesterday was at 79%. The average for this time of year is 85%. 9 of the 10 positions are currently filled at the water treatment plant for contract employees. Veolia is currently looking for another operator to fill the open operator position. That's the report.
okay, anybody got any questions? No? Okay, next, phase.
CSO, that's gonna be Anthony Marino.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, Phase 1, the contract is approximately 95% complete. We've done 25% of the paving, resurfacing. The final restoration will be completed by June of 2022 this year. The Commission is working with the DPW to do gap paving on the areas of streets that we didn't do any work on, but the DPW would like to complete the streets, so we're working with the Commissioner to facilitate that. Phase 2, PG Olson & Sons has finally received the 54-inch zinc-coated ductile iron force main. I don't know if anybody's seen it out there on Commercial Street, very large force main. As of April 8th, they've installed 712 lineal feet. I guess I'll touch on the Phase 3 also, which is the 96 million gallon pump station. As everybody knows, it was awarded to Methuen Construction, Plastown, New Hampshire on March 4th. Stantec and the Inland Water and Sewer Commission have been reviewing their schedule. They've started to do some stakeouts in the park, and work shall commence soon. And that's the update.
Anybody any questions? Sorry, Mr. Marino? No? Okay, next, the proposed budget.
Commissioners, thank you. So there was 3 items in addition to the other items in your package from myself. So it's the FY '23 budget schedule. Nothing's changed from prior years, but it's just official. So we'll be going into the budget season with the department heads here in the very near future. There were 2 resolutions in the package authorizing loans, which we need you guys to gentlemen to vote on today. One is for the capital improvements that Dan had mentioned, a little over 70 million. And then the other is for a loan you guys have already approved, but it was at 50 million, but the actual amount is a little bit higher. So it just needs to be sort of memorialized.
Okay, so I can make a motion, and I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution prepared by bond counsel in connection with the commission's upcoming Clean Water Trust loan under commitment CW-21-22.
Okay, second by Commissioner Calucci. Roll call?
Sure. Okay, Commissioner Calucci.
Get the dollar amount for that?
Should we put a dollar amount in that motion?
We should, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's at 70 million.
Yeah, just because the second, we should just have a dollar amount now. Not to exceed 70 million.
70,328,732.
Okay, that motion second, roll call.
Okay. Commissioner Calucci?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Lozey?
Yes.
Commissioner Prudian?
Yes,
Commissioner Rosario is absent, and Commissioner Trahan.
Yes.
And then the CSO loan resolution. I make a motion to adopt the resolutions prepared by bond counsel in connection with the commission's upcoming Clean Water Trust loan under commitment CW-21-22. And in the increase of the commission's trust loan under commitment CW-20-50 for $53,643,989.
Okay, motion second, roll call, please.
Okay, Commissioner Calucci?
Yes.
Commissioner Lozey?
Yes.
Commissioner Prudian?
yes,
Commissioner Rosario is absent, and Commissioner Trahan.
Yes. Now I had a question, what are those 30-year
Yes,
bonds?
yes.
Now, can we go 40-year bonds?
No.
That's it, that's the
No.
max that they,
That's 2%, right?
the max that they give us.
2.4 on 30.
Okay.
And does that lock in for the 30 years, or can it go up?
No,
I thought
it's
he said
locked.
something about 4% up to,
No, it's lost.
so that's locked in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a good thing.
Okay,
Yeah, it's not quite as good as ARPA money, but it's good.
Yeah, good point. Duly noted.
okay, new business, I'm gonna pass the chair to you. I'm gonna speak. I know you guys aren't gonna be happy, but I know I've talked to Danny and Bobby and Anthony. It's been brought to my attention, as you know, we've all talked about, we've got a man shortage. We've tried to hire people. The rate's at like $22 an hour now to get somebody in here with a CDL license. No one's biting, no one's taking it. I had an idea, I've talked to the commissioners about taking the local union, $17.55, and giving a one-time cost of living, $3 an hour raise, which would also increase the starting pay job, which I think will be more palatable at like $26 or $27 an hour. I think that we'll get more employees. We'll get more people to apply for the job. And I think, because I think we're running short-handed. We gotta get our trucks, so like the catch basins need to be cleaned every day. I think that, like if the Jetta truck goes out, those people are being taken from there. We've had some layoffs, not layoffs, we've had some retirement. I think we got a guy or two out on workman's comp. So I just think that we need to hire some people. I think this one-time thing will bring some new employees to the city. We're also fighting age. We've got a lot of our employees who are getting up in years that are out in the street. I see them all the time. I think it's time for some new blood. I think this is our only way to do it. I don't see any other way. It's probably gonna cost us maybe, I don't know, maybe less than 1% of our budget for the year. What's our budget for the year? $32 million roughly.
Haven't finalized, but yeah.
Yeah. So, anybody has any questions?
That's what you figure the reason that we're not competitive enough to,
Yeah, I just say, I think a couple of people have left, right? I think that Linfield's paying more. I did a lot of research on it. They're paying a lot more than us. The standard in the industry is a lot more than we're paying. And I think that's why we're not getting help. Because we give great benefits, we got a great pension plan. I think it's the hourly rate. And, you know, this is, to me, the only way that we can fix it, I think. But if anybody has any ideas.
Mr. Chairman? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Again, we're looking for help. We just hired 2 other people, just recently. People don't apply because they're not applying anywhere, not just here. When I do advertise, no one knows what the starting rate is until they come in and get interviewed for the first time. So that's not a reason why they're not applying, because they don't even know what the starting rate is. Second of all, we are bound by a CBA. And we're going to go in negotiation. That CBA is good till this year. And what you're trying to do is kind of, it's an unfair labor practice. We're bound by the Chapter 150E of the Massachusetts General Laws, and we're bound by a collective bargaining agreement. And only then when that is up, we can then bargain for higher wages or whatever, but that's between management and the union. I said, so I know it's a good thing, but it's against the law, what you're trying to do right now.
Our attorney, Sam, do we have the ability to give a
I
cost
think
of
you
living
could-
raise in the middle?
Your idea could be put into motion, I think, in a different manner. I think what Bob is saying is that collective bargaining involves the union and management. Here, it's just the management's proposal. I don't know, have you talked to has anybody talked to any of the union representatives?
No, I've talked to the guy out there.
So what Bob is citing is a statute that regulates collective bargaining. That's not to say that you haven't recognized the need or there's not another way to do it. Maybe what ought to be done is you could appoint at least 2 of your colleagues or yourself and 1 other. We've done this in the past. And perhaps you could look at a signing bonus. I see in other industries that people are giving signing bonuses. I think here that when you say cost of living increase and it applies across the board, that's what brings it into the collective bargaining. If you said that you were going to have a signing bonus for new employees or some incentive to get new employees, I think that's different because they're not in the bargaining unit. What Bob is saying is that because your suggestion is to do it not only to attract new people, but it's across the board, that affects the bargaining with the union, and the union hasn't participated. That's not to say that they wouldn't, and they might be very anxious to, but I don't know that anybody's inquired of them.
Well, I'd just like to bring it to a vote, and then they can do what they want with it. I just think that's a way to get some help up here, and,
well, if it's against the law, what,
I mean,
Well, I mean,
are they gonna fight it? I mean, what,
you can vote every way you want. Management's job to bargain with the union, not the commissioner's job. You have a certain role to play, you have that role, but management is the one that bargains and makes those decisions when you go into the table.
so can we make a recommendation?
You could
to
direct-
management?
yeah,
Again,
Commissioner-
that's outside the bargaining thing. You can direct and tell us what to do, but
Right. So-
that's kind of an unfair labor practice.
You're right. I think what Commissioner Lozzi's suggesting is that if you said you direct the staff to engage in collective bargaining and to identify this problem and then come back to you and say, yeah, the union's for it, but I could also understand somebody in the union having a position, and that's why the nature of collective bargaining would be, why should I, who've been here, even though I may benefit, push these people ahead of me?
Yeah, that's right.
So that's not to say that there's not ways to do it that could be achieved. I think you have to, if you're gonna do it across the board, I think that brings it into the collective bargaining.
And we're currently under a contract.
So that goes when, to the end of the year?
Till the end of the year, and we'll go
To the
in.
end of December.
But
You start
but I
160
think
days.
that the collective bargaining allows what's called a reopen. I mean, we could begin negotiations tomorrow if we chose
Well,
to. Not on our own, but we would then.
But we agreed to, a reopener is something you leave on the table. We've agreed to whatever the cost of living is, and we gave them 2% each year. That was already bargained and agreed upon and signed. So there is no reopener.
But I think what the chairman's saying is he wants to address this need now, and he wants to address it in a way that's an incentive. So that's a topic that may not have been the subject of previous negotiations, and I defer to you. You know what the going rate is for a CDL driver. But I think that if you put it to the union, that this is a different topic. This is changing the starting or the entry rate. That we want to begin the negotiations on the contract, but we want something now in terms of, we want to put them on notice that we want to adopt, with their collaboration, some form of an incentive program or a starting rate. But I could see members of the union having pause saying, well, you know, it's like last in, first out. Why should the guy who's newest get the biggest benefit?
Yeah, but just for clarification, this isn't just for new employees. This is for the 48 members of
And
the
that's what the problem
union
is.
as well.
Right.
Right, and that's, like I
Right,
just
so-
said, that's across the board.
And then,
That's the
and then you
problem.
have the commission pays a contribution to the retirement system. The employees pay X, and the commission pays 5 times that X. So that's a significant impact as well. And then there's overtime, double time, and longevity. So if you say you wanna give them a $3 an hour raise, that's really, if that's, you know, whatever, that's really gonna be almost like $6 an hour to the ratepayer. So whatever you give them for a raise, if that's the plan, it's going to double when you factor in retirement contribution by the commission, by the ratepayers, longevity, overtime, double time.
So now how can we get the rate up for the new employees? Is it doing like a sign-in bonus?
Just for the new employees?
I mean, to try to
We pay more
entice
than
people.
DPW right now. We pay $2 to $3 more.
About $5
Starting
grand,
rate.
about $5 grand a year.
$5 more a year than DP. So anybody coming to the city of Lynn, gonna work for the DPW, they're gonna make more starting here before they go to the DPW.
That's gonna cause a lot of
Now, do they have the
problems.
CDL requirement there also?
Yeah,
At DPW.
that's gonna cause a lot of problems with the existing help that we have here now and bringing in these new people.
So can they start bargaining now, though? I mean, can they work with you
have to
guys?
wait at least about 180 days out after the contract's open, so that's the end of this year.
Yeah,
The end of the year, right.
okay.
But I think you could direct the staff to explore a mechanism that would assist in attracting employees, including something like a signing bonus. I mean, that other industries have used, okay? But I think that the executive director and the deputy director, they see it from the broader picture of across the board. Now, there may be people who think it's a great idea, but I would suggest that there may be people within the bargaining unit that may not. And that's our obligation, is to deal with it.
Right.
They're gonna get a $3 an hour raise. Who's gonna be against it? Like, who's against it? Can you give me one name?
How it is structured.
No, just
the
give
way
me
the
one name.
chairman-
Who's gonna be against
The
it?
way the chairman put it forward is that he wanted to put it on the lower end, the starting end.
Yeah,
I was just trying to do that, but you can't bring that start up to where the people that have been working here for years.
Right, right.
But there's gotta be some
So we can
schedule in terms of
make it more palatable for someone to come in.
where people achieve different levels of, whether the starting rate and then what the subsequent raises may be. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You move one piece, you're affecting all the pieces on the board.
Right.
And I think the concern is that the effect on all the pieces on the board, including the people who pay the bills, the ratepayer.
And the other thing is, we're not budgeted for anything like that. We're under a tight budget to begin with all the
Right.
construction going on. And now you're gonna impact the budget that we're currently under, that we have no plans for that. Because when we go into the bargaining table and we plan it, we know what the next 3 years are gonna be, we can then budget for it going forward.
The next meeting will be of all the people that are working here, they'll all be lining up in this room, fighting that.
So what you're saying is it's against the general law for us to rebargain in the middle of the.
And when we go into bargaining,
As proposed, as I heard your suggested resolution, was and Dan did too, when you said across the board, that brought it into the bargaining world, because it affected already people that we have an obligation to deal with.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
Okay. Anybody else got any questions?
No, what do you think?
New business, any other new business? Motion?
Hi.
Go ahead.
Hi, Mike Salona. I just wanted to know if there's any update on the Kings Beach investigation and the plan for
Who's
the
been
plan that
working
was
on that?
Yeah,
Anybody?
yeah, because I know there was a back and forth, I just know there was a...
I can speak on that, sure. So, the regulatory agencies approved the IDDE plan on March 23rd. The plan is approved. Currently, we're doing field work. Environmental partners, my engineering department and the sewer department are working collectively. They've done 5 days of field reconnaissance and sampling. So far, we've visited 27 of the 32 sites. We've grabbed samples of those 27 sites. What we do is we go out here, if there isn't flow in the line, we drop a sandbag in, then do collection. So right now we're on our 3rd week of sampling. They've got 5 left. There's 32 nodes or sampling ports. And currently that information is gathered. It's sent out to labs for results. The labs are in Danvers, Indiana, and California, believe it or not. So we're waiting for that data to come back. Once that data gets back, we'll start moving forward on targeted investigations, maybe smoke tests, maybe videoing, so this week should complete the sampling data.
So I have a question. So now this time of the year, does the water still fail, like the bacteria level? Like when you test it? Or is it just more in the summer when?
It can fail this time of year, yeah.
So you don't know then until those test results come back what failed and what's?
That's right.
Okay.
Right. And
So how long does that take? So he'll have an answer to bring it back?
So they're using a lab in Indiana and California, so probably shortly we should start getting some results back.
He was doing it, right?
Oh, he's still doing it.
So now would we have results for him like at our next meeting next month, how you think?
Yeah, probably last week of it, sure.
What? So he can bring something back, so.
Thank you, that'd be good. Could I just get a copy of the plan, the IDE plan?
Yes.
I think the last time we were...
Yeah, so Environmental Partners is making the tweaking it from what they
Okay.
changes. I haven't received the final plan yet,
Okay.
but I think we could probably put it up on our website.
That'd be awesome, that'd be great, yeah, publicly
Okay.
accessible.
You got any other questions or anything?
No,
Yeah,
I was just looking for an update, so,
Okay.
thank you.
So the beach closures are actually based on the water in the ocean.
Right.
Right now, we're going up, if you think of it as like a big tree, we're going up the tree and taking all samples within the different branches of the system. And then the trunk line
They're
comes
going
down
away from
Eastern
the ocean, trying
Avenue.
to find out where it's starting.
Right, so we broke, as Anthony said, we started the 28th of March, the 4th of April, and then the 11th of April today. We did like 9 miles, 9 miles, 9 miles, and then took samples within that 9-mile area. And if you get a hit, then you're gonna isolate that area more specifically to find out, Harvest and Easton has a problem, and you go up there. If, President and Sewell is good, you're not gonna stay away from there. So we're sort of breaking them down into regions, and we'll get the results, and then, if there's something bad, we'll TV in and we'll take it out right away and do whatever we have to do.
So before the summer comes, we'll have the investigation, you think, done and try to find the problems, you think? I think that's what they're probably, most people are concerned about.
Yeah,
Is
that's
this
the
a long-term
goal.
thing, or you think it's a quick?
Yeah. You
I
wanna
was
answer?
It's gonna take some time.
I like, yeah.
I was just looking for,
Yeah.
just to see where we're at, that's all.
But what was your answer to his question, just so we get it on record?
It's gonna take some time.
It's gonna take some time.
Okay.
Because Swampscott has 600 acres as well, so, we,
So now, are they doing it with us, or are we doing it, going into Swampscott and helping them, like what?
no, we
how's that?
both have our own enforcement order from the EPA and DEP.
Oh, so they're doing it
So we're
all.
looking independently, but we're sort of working collaboratively with Congress Moulton's office and Senator Creighton to try to get some more funding, because we got the $5 million for like a collaborative effort. And we're evaluating an outfall pipe to go out with UV to disinfect, or chlor and dechlor, or maybe rerouting the outfall or pumping it back into the sewer system, which we've spent 97 million taking the stormwater out of the sewer system. Maybe during the summer, we might have to pump it into the sewer so that we won't have Kings Beach problems. But we're evaluating a lot of those things with the group of,
So we're moving forward, which is
yeah.
good.
And I just met with them last week,
Okay.
Swampscott people.
Anybody else, new business, any other questions? Motion to adjourn?
Yes, sir. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second motion.
Favor? Aye.